Have you ever wondered what it's like to live on a boat? To sell everything you own, untie from the dock and head for the horizon? That's exactly what we did. So climb aboard and come with us as we go seeking adventure. We are getting ready to leave Spanish Wells and we are heading for the Exuma. That has been the highlight of our destinations that we look the most forward to. Today we are going to fuel and then we're going down to Current Cut and we're going to hang out there tonight on anchor and go down to the Exuma tomorrow.
So Monica's downstairs right now getting the lines off. It's a little dicey because of the wind we've got. We've got a big fishing boat over here on our port side. I think we're going to be fine, or else we wouldn't even be trying to leave in this condition. Not moving too much. It's moving a little bit over there, but that's the way I want to move. Yeah, we're not blowing at all, Monica. Just this wind will help us now. Just let me know when I can turn off the dock. I'm not worried about four ways now, I'm worried about the dock. Okay, Monica, good job, we made it.
But we are moving toward a place called Current Cut. That is on Eleuthera, and it's a place that boaters go through when they're going to go over to the west side of Eleuthera, go down the bight, or you can go through it and then head down to the Exuma. That's what we're going to do. The Current Cut has a really bad reputation. It's hyped up big time. So I always get nervous when I hear a lot of people that are so cautious and you got to be so careful. So the best time to go through is at slack tide. We're trying our best to time it that way, but it's not very easy. But we will be there toward low tide, so hopefully that will be okay. So we'll see how bad it is.
Yeah, so we're getting close to Current Cut.
I'm a little nervous, as usual.
We're tacking back and forth because it's a little choppy here. I think the winds were...
All good. It was just the phone.
It was just my iPhone. It's all good.
It's pretty wavy, more so than we expected.
Yeah. So anyhow, yeah, we got it in sight and we should be through it within 30 minutes, I would say. And then we're just going to look for an anchor spot after we get through, spend the night here, and continue the journey tomorrow. I don't think I did for about 5 minutes. That was the roughest current we've ever faced. That was amazing how strong that current was. We had these engines pushed up so high, we were barely moving through it. So luckily, Sea Star is 2 powerful Caterpillar diesels, and once again, they proved their worth. So for the first time in a long time, we're on anchor. It feels really good. We've been tied to a dock now for 4 months now, and it's a long time. We had a little bit of a rough day, rougher than we thought it was gonna be. I think the waves were probably about 3 feet. They were slapping our beam, so rolling the boat a little bit. We had to tack back and forth to kind of alleviate that feeling. But now on the other side, we knew we would be in the lee of this island, which is called Current Island, I think. So on the other side, where we were, 3-foot waves, rolling seas, lots of wind, and now it's very peaceful. No wind. I wouldn't say the water's glass. There's a little bit of movement on it, but it feels good to actually be bouncing the boat up and down a little bit.
So this right here is the highlight of boating. It's just 10 out of 10. But we know, we have done this long enough now, that we could wake up the next day to rain and 25, 30 knots wind, and it's just miserable. And that's just how boating life is. It is way up and way down, and it changes on you fast. So when we have moments like right now, oh yeah, we just gotta lay back and enjoy. Another hour or so.
Another hour to get to the first choice anchorage.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't work out, then maybe another hour down to Highborn.
Yes, then we'll try Highborn. And there's another one called Lobster Key, which is our third choice if the first 2 are too busy. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to anchor at Leaf, and then we'll be done with the day in about an hour or so. A little bit of this and a little bit of that, and I think after all that, an anchor beer is well deserved.
There's no doubt about it. Yeah, we got anchored in our first choice anchor spot and the first choice anchor location in that anchor spot, right?
Hence the big smile.
Hence the big smile. Yeah, this I think Allan Key here probably can hold a dozen boats maybe, but there's one space, this one little horseshoe space by the beach that can only hold one boat. And as we were approaching Allan Key, we saw a catamaran pulling out, and we probably still had a couple miles before we got to the entrance. So I called him on the VHF, and he said that he had just pulled out of this spot. He said it's wide open in here, but this spot was available now if we wanted it. So we pulled in, and
we actually cranked up the engine.
we cranked up the engine a little bit because we really wanted this spot.
Because we were worried somebody else was going to come before us.
And just like that, as we were pulling into the entrance, we saw another catamaran far to our port side.
Wasn't too far.
Wasn't too far.
But
far
we
enough.
had the right of way.
We had the right of
because
way.
he was on our left.
Yeah.
So we didn't do anything wrong, but we felt bad because they were heading
Clearly coming
in
this
here,
way.
and we were so close when we both kind of came in here that we talked to them. Very sad for them, but
really
very
good for us.
Sea Star.
Good for Sea Star.
I still feel a little bad, a little embarrassed.
It's not like we went and cut them off or
No,
anything.
we did not.
Like, I mean, it was what we did was legitimate and
they
correct.
would have done. Anybody would have done
Anybody
that
would have done the
because
same thing.
we didn't do anything wrong.
Even though we had the right of way, we didn't really have to use that right of way.
No.
We were 100 meters in
Right.
front of them, so.
And there was
big
no
deal.
arguing. I mean, they totally understood, but I felt really bad because had we come literally a minute or 30 seconds later, they would have just made it before
They would have
us.
had our spot.
And they know that. So, but here we are. Perfect spot. So, yeah, cheers.
Man, this is pretty miserable, huh? It was
Yeah.
such a smooth ride to get here today. It was like glass on the water. You could see straight to the bottom. As soon as we got here, well, not as soon as we got here, but pretty soon after, we just got hit by some kind of storm passing through. And the boat has been rocking all evening. We're getting ready to go to bed. Not really looking forward to it.
It's part of living on a boat, I think. There's some nights or some days are just gonna be rocking, and yeah, if you can't put up with it, then boating is not for us. So I think the alternative is just suck it up.
Yeah.
Deal with it.
Yeah. Well, what we try to do is to put the boat in places that are protected, but you know, sometimes the maps you're looking at don't really tell the whole story. At least maybe we don't interpret them correctly, and we end up being in places where you look like you'll have protection, but ultimately you end up just getting hammered, kind of like we are this evening.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good about the wind direction, but it's the wave and the rolling.
The swell. There's like swell number 1 and swell number 2, and then there's waves, and then there's current.
And they come in different direction, not always the same as the wind. So I mean, it's very difficult.
That's our excuse.
We're still learning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be all right.